So, dear colleagues, dear friends, dear partners and guests, we sincerely welcome you at today's great event, great both for us and for Ukraine. It is an incredible step forward that will allow us to form the culture of voluntary donorship. And I ask you to welcome with your applause the birth of the project called Walking Blood Bank. My name is Irina Slavinska. I'm the head of the NGO All Ukrainian Association on Developing Blood Donation, DonorUA. The NGO started 17 years ago on the territory of Ukraine, and the digital platform called DonorUA has already celebrated its 10th anniversary, and it's also a great achievement in blood donation and in developing the culture of non-remunerated blood donation. I also want to present my colleagues here who joined me in this panel, my speakers, partners, not in life, but in this project. Next to me is Kasper Hedegaard. He is the CEO of Eldon Biologicals. This company is located in Denmark, and this company produces Eldon cards, quick cards to identify blood types, and thanks to them, in our project, we identify the blood type for many people and use this to invite them to join us in the blood donation movement. So Kasper Hedegaard is here with us today from Denmark. And our next speaker is Toby Illingworth. Toby was born in Great Britain. I don't even know how a person from different mentality, with different worldview, would want to come to a country that's experiencing the most turbulent, the most horrible times, and help not their own nation, but the other nation, to emphasize and to organize this humanitarian mission called Yashchenko Foundation and help in Ukraine. I wouldn't say everybody who's not protected, but all people who need help in these difficult times. Toby incredibly emphasizes with Ukrainians and does everything that Ukraine is closer and closer to victory. And thank you, Toby. Also today with us, you may see that this is unusual, but for us it's typical, a usual story. As part of our projects, we bring together all representatives of the society of our country. So today we have with us the representative of DILA laboratory. Marina Levchenko is responsible for branding, for development of this company. We're happy that we partnered with the business, with the state, with other NGOs, and together we are able to support Ukraine, Ukrainians, implement various projects, and form joint donation culture. Because the problem in Ukraine is, it's not just my personal issue, your personal issue, the lack of blood. It's not just the issue that concerns the head of an NGO, a small or a big one. It's not the issue for the Ministry of Healthcare only, or for the state only. This is the issue that concerns absolutely everyone and all of us. And I'm happy that as part of our project, we are able to organize and to bring together everyone so that we solve the problem that we have in Ukraine, and which is the lack of donated blood. So, dear colleagues, this is a short, long start to our conversation, and I would like now to give the floor to the head of Ukrainian Office of Yashchenko Foundation, Toby Illingworth, and with him to start our press briefing and with us launch our communication with the media. Thank you very much, Irina.
As I said, I'm Toby Illingworth, the founder and head of mission of the Yashchenko Foundation, a humanitarian organization rooted here in Ukraine, focused on providing urgent humanitarian assistance and supporting recovery efforts across the country. The Yashchenko Foundation works across 4 key sectors: WASH, where we provide water, hygiene, and sanitation support, both for emergency relief and through the reconstruction of essential water infrastructure, including borehole refurbishment and system renovation. Shelter, where we supply non-food items and repair materials for damaged buildings. We place particular emphasis on community-led reconstruction, ensuring that local residents are central to rebuilding their communities. Food security and livelihoods, where we provide emergency food supply and support farmers and rural communities through emergency assistance, adaptation education, and long-term recovery. But our largest sector is health. In healthcare, we are immensely proud of our partnership with Direct Relief. Over the past 6 months alone, this collaboration has enabled us to deliver more than $30 million worth of medication to hospitals and communities across the entire country. This includes general medications, specialist treatments for cancer and other critical conditions, and temperature-controlled cold chain medication. As we look to the future and building a stronger and more resilient healthcare system, the Walking Blood Bank stands as a cornerstone initiative. Supported by Direct Relief's generous investment of $500,000 and endorsed by the Ukrainian Ministry of Health, it will deliver fundamental reform and modernization of the blood donor system here in Ukraine. At present, up to 24.5% of trauma-related deaths and an even greater proportion of amputations could potentially be avoided if blood supplies were adequate. Doctors across Ukraine are frequently forced to appeal on social media for donors with a specific blood type simply to perform an operation. Patients are often asked to bring family members with them to act as donors during their operation. This is a system in urgent need of reform. The Walking Blood Bank delivers that reform. It is not simply a blood type testing program. It is a nationwide effort to create a voluntary blood donor movement throughout Ukraine. In partnership with DonorUA and Eldon Biologicals, over the next 3 months, we are providing 200,000 free blood type tests using the Eldon card. Once individuals discover their blood type, they're invited to register with the DonorUA database. From that moment, they can be mobilized instantly through a push notification when their blood type is required. We aim to recruit 35,000 new prospective donors into the system over that 3-month period. And this will enable us to build a reliable national stockpile of blood and respond rapidly in the event of a mass casualty incident. The Yashchenko Foundation is proud to play a pivotal role in this partnership. Our frontline teams are already providing blood type testing in frontline communities, where shortages are often the most severe. In the first month alone, we conducted around 2,000 tests in Mykolaievska, Khersonska, Dnipropetrovska, Kharkivska, Cherniivska, and Sumska oblasts. These efforts are essential not only for ensuring rapid supply of blood where it's needed most, but also educating vulnerable communities where simply knowing their blood type can save lives. Over the first full year of the program, we will provide 40,000 blood type tests in frontline communities. Importantly, the Walking Blood Bank is a truly national program. It brings together stakeholders, doctors, ministries and state institutions, oblasts, local administrations, businesses, NGOs, and of course, individual citizens. It represents a collective effort across every region of Ukraine to create a safer, stronger, and more resilient healthcare system. We are extremely excited to be formally launching the nationwide rollout today. We also expect funding for the full 5-year program to be confirmed imminently, enabling us to scale this model across the country and deliver literally millions of tests. And we believe that the Walking Blood Bank program here in Ukraine can become an international example of what is possible when mass blood type testing, community mobilization, and technology are combined. This model has the potential to inspire similar donor-driven systems around the world. Once again, we are deeply grateful to Direct Relief for their support for this life-saving initiative. As our partnership continues to develop, we look forward to helping build a more resilient, modern, and responsive healthcare system here in Ukraine, one that will serve communities for decades to come. Thank you for being here today and your commitment to this vital work.
Дякую, Тобі.
Thank you, Toby, for a great introduction. And I'd like to invite online to his introductory words the Deputy Minister of Healthcare, the Chief Sanitary Doctor of Ukraine, Dr. Igor Kuzin. Dear colleagues, good afternoon. Can you hear me all right? Yes, we do hear you. Thank you. Dear colleagues, greetings everyone, and I want to start with that all of us live in the information era, and all of us remember many numbers, PIN codes, door codes, and many other numbers. And we remember all data because all of that data ensures our access to resources and our everyday comfort. But there is this paradox indeed that almost half of adults are not quite sure about another important number. It's their blood type and RH factor, or they only know the data they received in the maternity ward or at school. So in my introductory remarks and in my comment today, I'd like to tell you why it is not good for you to know. It is a luxury that you cannot allow yourself not to know your blood type in our days. It is part of your security system to know that. Well, first, it's your safety and security in the emergency situation. There is this widespread myth, like, why would I know my blood type? If I'm in a hospital, the doctors would test me anyway before they transfuse. It is really so, because medical protocols indeed demand that, but there is one detail that's called logistics of saving people. When there are mass casualties or critical lack of donated blood in a specific hospital, when a doctor knows your blood type, they can immediately understand whether they have a necessary amount. And if your blood type is rare and the doctor knows this in advance, they can order your type of blood 10-15 minutes earlier, before the necessary lab test is done. So indeed, in healthcare, there is this notion of golden hour, and sometimes these 15 minutes for logistics that you win, they can become decisive. So knowing your blood type speeds up the process that first of all saves your life. Another aspect that is also important is your role in saving the others. Unfortunately, because of the enemy, we live in the country where war makes blood donation not just something that you voluntarily do, but a necessity. Very often, specific town needs specific blood type, And when you see messages on social networks or in your work job that there is the need of a certain blood type for a colleague, a soldier, a child. So if you don't know your blood type, you ignore this message. But if you know your blood type and you understand that your blood type is required, you realize that you have this valuable resource that can save a life here and now. So if you don't know your blood type, you're excluded from this very important chain of saving life. It's important that you know that you can be a donor for someone you know or someone you don't. And the third aspect is also the quality of this information. Many people say that, well, I have a stamp in my passport, or as a child I heard that I have this certain blood type. And here I'd like to warn you, old records made 20, 30 years ago, unfortunately, can be mistaken because of human mistake factors or because of old lab methods. So modern sensitive methods are incredibly important and incredibly necessary. And it is of critical importance not only for blood transfusion, but also for family planning, because rhesus conflict is a rather serious medical challenge that a couple must know about when they are planning pregnancy. So my personal opinion and what I'd like to call everybody to is a blood type is medical data that must be verified by a modern lab. So your blood type is not only a medical record in your history, it is a sort of a biological identifier for you. And if you know it, you increase your chance to quickly receive care during trauma. You also have a possibility to save somebody else's life, and you take responsibility for the health of your future family. And what I suggest you do, don't put this off for the future. If you didn't see the official information about your blood type from the lab in the recent 10 years, you should do everything to find out your blood type and to enter this data either to your smartphone or to your medical application, or if your work is related to risk, to have a sticker on your documents or a patch on your clothes. And understanding the critical importance of this issue, DonorUA, in cooperation with the international partners, launches a national project called Walk-in Blood Bank. And this large-scale initiative is aimed to ensure quick access of all Ukrainian citizens to blood type testing. This project is fully integrated in the strategy for development of voluntary donations in Ukraine. And I once again hope that this is a systemic step, not just a one-time thing, systemic step to build a national reserve of blood and to make donations something that people do consciously. So by joining this project, by finding out your blood type, you become a part of a state security policy and help build a resilient blood system based at conscious and regular donors. So test your blood type. This is a small action that shows that you are a responsible adult person. Thank you, dear colleagues. Thank you, Igor, for communicating this important information to us and joining us. I would also ask the colleagues to show a video from the near frontline territories where the blood type testing has already been done so that all of us would see how this happens in real life. Please let us know if you have the opportunity to do that. So we saw the video from Yashenka Foundation, how they do blood type testing in the near frontline territories. Yashenka Foundation, as part of this project, are responsible both for logistics, funding, and testing in the near frontline areas. And we're incredibly grateful to them for this, because for DonorUA it would be very difficult to get to these remote locations. And since Yashenka Foundation has a developed infrastructure for that, they can implement these activities, and we're grateful to them for it. And I would like to give the floor to myself as a representative of DonorUA. So I'm the head of this organization. This is an all-Ukrainian NGO. I'm also the co-founder of the project of the digital platform Donor.ua with the same name. We work a lot in Ukraine. So we've been working in Ukraine for over 17 years, and the digital platform has existed for over 10 years now. We are forming the donor culture. We advocate for changes to legislation, and we do everything so that donor blood is available, is safe for those patients who need help. And thanks to different projects, both local and national. And I would also like to say that I'd like to explain our role in the project Walking Blood Bank. We are the national implementer of this project in partnership with different partners, NGOs, business, blood centers. It's incredibly important that it's not just us coming up with something, but we involve all the stakeholders, people who do blood type testing in labs, those who prepare the blood reserve, who help developing the donation movement. We cooperate with all the partners at the local and national level to reach our joint goals. So I'll remind you that in Ukraine we have a lack of donated blood, and we are here today to form donor culture that is able to solve the issue of lack of donated blood in Ukraine. And on the next slide, you'll see our future plans. Previous slide, please. So in 3 months, we hope to achieve these numbers as part of the Walking Blood Bank. With the financial support of Direct Relief, together with the partners, we will identify the blood type for 200,000 people, and we hope that out of them, 35,000 will register at Donor.ua platform and become blood donors and will join the donor movement. Next slide, please. So the first step, if we switch the slide to the next slide, then we'll see that so the first step that we take, we identify the blood type with the help of Eldon card. And I have the head of Eldon Biologicals just next to me. Kasper Hedegaard is here. And we see at this picture and the video you've just watched, you saw too, how we identify the blood type. We do it in public places, in shopping centers. DILA does it in their labs. Blood centers do it in their centers. Family physicians also do it in their offices. We covered entire Ukraine so that as many people as possible would be able to find out their blood type. Next step, we ask people to register at DonorUA platform so that we could invite them to our events, invite them to donate blood. DonorUA platform collects information from 4 sources about the lack of donated blood. This is the national platform for Ukrainian transplantation coordination centers, where blood centers submit their needs on blood. Also directly, every blood center can edit their needs on DonorUA platform. The patients can also directly ask us for help looking for donors. And another important thing is monitoring social networks real time. Thanks to the USCAN instrument, we see who is looking for blood donors, who wants to donate blood, and this is how we involve more people in donation. Next up, we send to people who are registered on the platform a notification so that they join either to a blood donation event that we organize or come to a blood center and donate their blood. And this way, we can cover the lack, but it's a planned work that we do. So people plan, you see that you can plan it directly on your personal page on the platform to donate blood for a specific person or during a blood donation event. Also, because a person donates blood voluntarily, there is a number of partners who gladly provide bonuses for these people. For instance, a ticket to see a movie or a discount or another similar present. The system itself, DonorUA system, is an ecosystem. It brings together all the stakeholders of the donor movement. So the state, the hospitals, patients, donors, businesses, doctors, blood centers, everybody has a separate access to the platform, and they submit their coordinate information, and this way the system collects information and sends corresponding notifications, and people who receive them join the donor movement. As part of the project called Walking Blood Bank, I think that we're quite lucky to already have this infrastructure where people can register and they'll receive notifications. Because let's remember, let's say, important messages, smoking harms your health. It seemingly is about me, but also it's not about me personally. But when we have a specific individual, let's say, story, we identified the blood type, a person met us, and then we invited them to register, and then they receive notifications from us, your blood type is needed. It looks like personal communication, and it motivates the person more to join the donor movement. I'd like to emphasize that 35,000 of donors that we plan to involve is about the 1 year need that we can cover in the city of Kyiv with the help of these donors. It's an incredibly big number of blood units that can cover a 1 year need for Kyiv city, and this will be incredible help. And this project is aimed not only at these first 3 months. I do hope that we receive the confirmation of scaling for 1 year and 5-year cooperation, and they include absolutely different challenges and numbers. But thanks to this project, we hope to be able to form donor culture and to involve as many people as possible nicely in blood donation without making them to do it. And we can ask them to consciously make steps towards blood donation. And I'd like to thank once again, I apologize for speaking for such a long time. I'd like to thank again and give the floor to our international partner, the head of Elden Biologicals, Kasper Hedegaard. Please, the floor is yours. Kasper has a presentation too.
It's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here today, to be in Kyiv, in Ukraine, to be here together with my colleagues, of course, Ira, who is in the center of this whole project, and the Yashchenko Foundation that is doing a great job, especially at the front line, but also, of course, to Direct Relief, who have sponsored and helped us with the funding of this. Because without, of course, the funding, it's very, very difficult to run such a big program and get such high numbers of blood donors. I actually have a question for the people in the room today. How many of you do actually know your blood type? We heard that the Deputy Minister said it's very important. But as you can see, there's actually not that many that knows the blood type. When I have this question to a group of doctors, of course, many of the doctors, they would say, of course, we know our blood type because we're professionals. But when you ask them the question, can we do a blood transfusion based on what you think? Many of these professional people, of course, take the arm down because this is a crucial information to know personally. It's very important, as he stated, please go and check your blood type, okay? I come from a Danish company. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. It's a Danish company. It's situated outside of Copenhagen. We produce the Elden cart. The Elden cart is a point-of-care device. You can do a blood typing within 2 minutes, meaning it's absolutely easy to use for all the people inside of the program. So we can actually handle a large number of persons anywhere in Ukraine, inside, outside, in the malls and labs, but of course even in the buses in which we're going to use on Wednesday. It is used, we produce more than 2 million carts a year. It's used globally, so it's used for blood typing all over the world. In many situations, many, of course, of the professional people, they use it in hospitals and clinics to do general testing. It's used for the rhesus testing of pregnant women. A lot of that is going on in Africa, where it's also, of course, crucial to know it. But it's also used for donor recruitment in general, globally. So if I can have the next slide, please. There you see a picture of the product. Here you see a few brands. Today we work extremely close together with the blood and transplant in UK. So the British people, they use this to generate donors all over Great Britain. So when there is a lack of donors somewhere locally, they drive out in the buses, as you see there, and they get people tested in order to boost the number of donors. So this is actually the same that Ira and her team and Toby is doing. They go out, they meet people on ground, they test them, and try to get donors in. You also see that we're a big part of a program called PPH. That is an African program going on in Kenya, where they have a huge lack of donor blood as well. And that is aimed in the fight against the PPH. That is severe bleedings when you give birth. The same goes on in Uganda. So this is not just actually a Ukrainian problem. Even in Copenhagen a few months ago, there was a message going out in Copenhagen. They needed 3,000 more donors, and it's peacetime in Denmark. So it is crucial always to have a high number of donors. Next slide, please. So again, we are a part of this program. They do the testing with the products, and we get registered in this very, very crucial system, DonorUA. Because with that one, we can have the straight dialogue with all people inside of the program and get them to come and donate whenever it's possible. Next slide, please. That was all. I'm very proud to be here. Slava Ukraini. If there's any question, feel free to ask.
Glory to heroes.
Sit on. My Ukrainian is not that good.
Дякую, Каспер. Дякую. Дякую.
Thank you, Kasper. Thank you. And I'd like to give the floor to our national partner, DILA laboratory company. Marina Levchenko is the director on brand development and reputation management. And Marina, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone. It's an incredible honor to be here today because I'm surrounded by these very respectable companies and colleagues and associations. DILA has been established 27 years ago, and for all these 27 years we were looking for possibilities to develop our corporate responsibility projects, and we've had a great number of them. And of course, after the beginning of the full-scale invasion, as a conscious Ukrainian company, we could not omit the blood donation topic. So we started working in this direction, understanding the challenges in front of our society. As people who work in healthcare, we were, inside our information bubble, as we call it, because it seemed to us that the issue of donation is rather relevant. Being conscious about your health is relevant. However, when we started to work, we faced the fact that Ukrainian society has many challenges in and around the topic of donation, starting from the fact that, as colleagues have already mentioned, people don't just know their blood type. There are also a lot of prejudice and fear around donation. So we basically started from scratch. We started large-scale informational campaigns where we explained more, raised awareness around this topic, and we started from ourselves. Our first donation event only had 19 people, but for us it was a huge achievement because at first we started with the employees, we started with ourselves. And during this donation event in Kyiv, in our headquarters, we talked about all these fears, and we tested, the blood donation event organization. We have over 300 donors now. We continue developing it and taking into account the database of our clients and the impact on their health. We thought that we could do an open blood donation event, and we already had several in Kyiv, in Lviv, in Dnipro, where our employees donated together with our clients. And we realized that this format is comfortable for the client because we have large coverage. We have over 270 offices all over Ukraine. So this big coverage helps us develop the donor culture. And as part of our strategic session this year, we of course thought about scaling, about doing more, because we sort of understand that these donations we cannot repeat very often because there are certain health indicators for that. And this project for us is a big step in developing our donor blood donation portfolio. So we are very happy to join. We're very grateful for the way you do this, for how you promote this. It's good quality work, and I hope that cooperation between NGOs and business is another push for Ukrainian society, because there is still indeed a lot to do. So thank you very much for providing the opportunity for us to take part in this project. I hope that we will help develop blood donation in Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'd now want to ask our another important speaker online, the head of the Chernivtsi Regional Blood Service Center, Ms. Angelika Kalancha, that can tell us, using her own example, how you can join locally, how you can develop donation movement in Ukraine, support your citizens, and involve them in blood donation movement. Angelika, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, dear participants of the event. Well, for me, this project is incredibly interesting. It's very useful and very positive, both as a practical project, looking at it as a doctor and as a head of a blood center. We have the increased need for blood components since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, and this project is a very modern instrument. We have partially tried it out in our oblast, and we saw when people had the opportunity to very quickly identify their blood type, and they can take the second step. We can recruit donors in our region. This is daily work. We work together with healthcare facilities and educational facilities, with students, with the youth, which provides opportunities, for people to join DonorUA platform and register there. And after that, they can become professional donors. What also helps the project in our oblast is corporate donorship. So we visit certain institutions where we identify blood type for everyone and register them for DonorUA. And when we form trust to the system, show transparency and communication, people become ready to become donors. In the future, this work is maintained because thanks to DonorUA, we have this unique opportunity for forming automatic profiles for people who join DonorUA. People have great coordination with DonorUA. There is also a lot of useful information about donation, myth busting. So DonorUA platform helps a lot since the moment of blood type testing and to the moment when a person decides to become a donor. Also, with the help of DonorUA, we receive analytical data monitoring, and we can predict our load. We can invite the donors to blood center when it is convenient for the person so that they spend not too much time there. We can also plan our needs, plan preparation of blood, and so we can supply blood to our clients. So thanks to partnership, thanks to recruiting, digital possibilities, we have this great possibility to form a modern and strong blood system and to react to all today's challenges. I'm incredibly grateful to all the partners and to all the organizations, co-organizers of this great project. I am very passionate about this, and I wish that all of you are also passionate so that we have great results all over Ukraine, in all regions. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Angelika. Indeed, Angelika, as the head of the Blood Service Center, is very active, proactive person that spends a lot of effort so that blood donation movement develops and flourishes in Chernivtsi Oblast, and as many people join as possible, starting from renovations and ending with informational support and various campaigns. I'm incredibly grateful to you, Angelika, and I would also like to thank all the partners who came together today so that we could present the national project Walking Blood Bank that helps us form the culture of non-remunerated voluntary donorship in Ukraine. These are not just words. This is an incredibly big infrastructural project that involves all people, starting from finding out your blood type, to taking the first steps to donate blood, and ending with eventually saving the lives of people. I'm incredibly grateful to Kasper Hedgard of Elden Biologicals, Toby Linward of Yashenko Foundation, Marina Levchenko of Dila Company, Angelika Kalancha of the Chernivtsi Regional Blood Service Center, and also to Igor Kuzin, Deputy Minister of Health of Ukraine, to all of you for being the part of a big mission project. And of course, evidently, I'm the most grateful to Direct Relief. Without them, this project wouldn't have been possible. Thank you very much for funding our project, for providing us the opportunity to come together today and to plan how we're going to form donor movement culture in Ukraine. I would like to invite everyone to take a joint picture. So we launched the project. Our session ends here. I'm grateful to everyone. Thank you.